Should you nominate your child on your super to be the beneficiary of your super if you pass away? The answer I give to all my clients is pretty much no, don't do it. Do not nominate your child as a beneficiary of your super. Now, it's important to understand the reasons why. I'm going to go through that with you. But first, let's talk about who you can have as a valid nomination. So you can have what's called your legal personal representative. So what that means is your will, the executor of your will. If you don't have a will, it's whoever's going to be taking care of your assets should you pass away. So legal personal representative means everything goes to your will. Without that nomination, your super funds don't automatically form part of your will or your estate. It is up to the trustee of the super fund to decide who is going to receive your superannuation benefits. So you can nominate your spouse, including de facto. So what is really key here is a former spouse also counts. So if you've nominated your former spouse and you guys have since split up or you've broken up, if you don't want them to receive your super balance when you pass away, it's really important that you update that quick smart. Now, you can also nominate anyone who is financially dependent on you or has an interdependency type of relationship. You cannot nominate your neighbor, you cannot nominate your dog, you can't nominate your favorite charity. Now let's get back to the reasons why I tell a lot of my clients not to nominate their children. So confusingly, there is a different definition of who is considered a dependent under what's called SIS law, superannuation law, and tax law. If you nominate your child to be the beneficiary of your superannuation funds, whether they are under 18 or over 18, it's very likely that there is going to be some tax that they need to pay. So if your child is under 18, they are dependent on you. They can receive the lump sum of your super funds tax-free. However, because they are children, the penalty tax rates will apply if they earn any income on that money they've received from your super. So for example, if they put some in a savings account and then they earn interest, the tax rate on that is likely to be very high, right up to 47%, because if children earn more than $416 per year in what's considered unearned income, the tax rates move up to first 66% and then it's 47% for an amount after, I think it's about $1,200. And then for children who are over 18, they're actually considered not dependent on you. Now, the tax rate that they're likely going to pay is 17% on the balance of your super fund. So essentially 17% is very likely to go to the ATO. Now, the reason for this is when your money is contributed into your super, it's at a tax rate of 15%. Now, that is a discounted tax rate, essentially because the government offer you that discount because they want you to put money in your super fund so that you can fund your own retirement and not be reliant on the Centrelink age pension when you retire. Now, if those retirement funds end up not going to you because you pass away and they go to your child, the government is essentially taking that discount back off you and saying, okay, it's not for the purpose that we thought it was going to be. It's now going to your child. They need to pay some tax to make up for the difference. I hope you're following me. Now, it's 17% of what is called your taxable component. So for most people, the taxable component of their superannuation fund is essentially going to be all of it. The taxable component includes contributions from your employer, what we call your SGC, as well as any salary sacrifice or personal concessional contributions you have made to the fund yourself where you've gotten a tax deduction for. Another option is to nominate your legal personal representative. That means the funds in super will go to your will and then they can be distributed according to your will. So ultimately, even if you do want those funds to go to your adult children, there is potentially lower tax that will be paid if you nominate the legal personal representative as opposed to your child. If you have any questions about this, let me know. It is pretty confusing. Happy to have a chat with you. Cheers.